Bruno in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable news for you guys. Lille owner Gerard Lopez has actually opened up about Arsenal target Victor Osimhen, whether he's going to leave the Lille football club or not. Well, here's what he said. There are multiple offers. We turned down one English and one Spanish offer this January transfer window. There's a wide array this summer, and I wouldn't want to give the names of the clubs who are bidding, but what I can tell you is that there are multiple offers. Well, also talking about more, he says, I'm not being a sales guy because last year people didn't believe that we had the offers we had with Nicola Pepe, and it turns out we had multiple of them. But let me tell you, with Osimhen, it is the same thing. Whatever number you heard, the high number I have read is very much on the money of the offers that we have received. That's where we are. Well, Liverpool don't look in desperate need of new attacking players, but Osimhen does seem to fit the bill in terms of the kind of talent they tend to go after. Well, talking about it, let's also move on to Georgie Bingham, ladies and gentlemen. She has actually labeled the decision to give Mesut Ozil 350k a week as Arsenal's biggest mistake of the last 10 years. While the Talksport presenter pulled no punches in her assessment of the German, who is entering the final year of his current deal with Arsenal. She said, listen, nobody's career can be all flowers and rainbows, and I realize that, and I think Ozil has had a really tough time. I also think there are times when he gets hung out for no reason, but I also think it is Arsenal's biggest mistake of the last 10 years, because I do feel like he went to Manchester City, it might have gone better for him, funnily enough, but the problem with Ozil is the stick to beat him with is the fact that I don't think he deserved that contract. I think Arsenal were really stupid handing it out, and it's something that we beat them with. Well, moving on. Did you know Arsene Wenger originally identified Anthony Martial as a player he wanted in exchange for Alexis Sanchez from Manchester United, but Manchester United immediately ruled out that possibility because they always wanted to keep French Pele. Oh my God. Moving on. The Premier League could use crowd noise from FIFA 20 during live broadcasts to improve spectacle of behind closed door matches with vote set to take place on Thursday. So on Thursday, it's going to be a very major decision from all the Premier League clubs. Well, they're going to talk about the transfer window. They're also going to talk about how exactly the televised version would feel because when you watch Bundesliga, it's definitely not it's not enjoyable. Without the fans, it's not enjoyable. So you would need certain sound. So I think more often than not, I would feel that crowd noises would make sense. In some, well, it does make sense, especially after you score a goal. But moving on, the Premier League's broadcast advisory group have also come up with the innovations which will be put out to clubs on Thursday. These include a fan mosaic in the stands at each game representing the clubs involved, 360 degrees replays, and a new tactical cam. Well, let's see how that will turn out for them. But talking about the agent, Kia Joorabchian is definitely on the radar, and he's definitely been a high-profile agent that every club is actually working out with. Because Kia Joorabchian, David Luiz's agent, says David will sit down with Arsenal before the season begins, have his conversations, and they'll both decide if he'll stay or not. That will come before season starts. The chances are very high of Luiz being at Arsenal next season. I still believe that could happen. And he went on saying that there is no desire to leave, but again, we are going to live in a new normal. And we will have to see what Arsenal's position will be. But I believe there is a wish from both sides to continue. And also, Joorabchian said about how David Luiz feels at Arsenal. He says he's very happy at Arsenal. He's an extremely good relationship with both the coach and the sporting director. He has good relationships all throughout the club, right up to the owner. He respects every single person. Well, moving on. Arsenal are in the hunt for Lille defender Gabriel Magalhaes, but face plenty of competition in competing for that 27-year-old deal for the defender. The centre back is said to be one of the summer market's biggest players, with Lille preparing to cash in on their stars. The Gunners have been in contact with Gabriel's entourage for some time and could launch an official bid in the coming weeks. Mikel Arteta could enter the market to replace David Luiz, who Arsenal are reportedly ready to wave goodbye to when his contract expires at the end of the month. Let's see. Willian's agent Kia Joorabchian has not spoken to either Arsenal or Spurs regarding the transfer of Willian. Well, the Brazilian's contract runs out at the end of the season, with the club unwilling to give players over 30 more than 1 year deals. Kia Joorabchian said Willian wanted to sign a 3-year contract to achieve things he wanted to achieve over the next 3 years, and see where his career takes him from there. Chelsea's policy for players over 30 only allows 2 years, so that's where the stumbling block was. At the moment, he is a Chelsea player and has a contract with Chelsea until the season is over, so it is disrespectful to talk about him without moving to other clubs. We have not spoken to Tottenham or any other club, so he finally clears the air. But let's move on. The Sky Bet Championship is set for a June 20 resumption after the English Football League agreed on a provisional return date. The Premier League announced on Thursday that this play is due to return on June 17th following the coronavirus suspension that began in mid-March. The EFL followed suit on Sunday evening, announcing that the championship is set to restart around the same time. This is the official statement. Following Saturday's announcement by the government to allow elite sporting events to return behind closed doors, the EFL has this weekend agreed to a provisional restart date for the weekend of 20th June 2020 for matches in the Sky Bet Championship. The date is subjected to the strict proviso that all safety requirements and government guidance is met and that clubs receive clearance from the local authorities in order to stage matches at their home grounds. After discussing various approaches and the importance of completing the season in a similar timeline to that of the Premier League to avoid any potential issues with promoted and relegated clubs, the Sky Bet Championship season is set to conclude with the Championship playoff final on and around 30th July 2020. Final details are still to be confirmed following further discussions with the league's broadcast partner, Sky Sports. And moving on, Hector Bellerin is unlikely to leave Arsenal this summer, but reports suggest that the club must improve to guarantee his long-term commitment. Serie A sides Inter Milan and Juventus are said to be interested in the right back amid the Gunners' financial uncertainty. After 3 straight seasons in the Europa League, Arsenal may not even qualify for Europe this season as Mikel Arteta wrestles with the club's side. Bellerin believes in his compatriots' ability to turn their things around. However, it is added that rumblings of a move away will grow serious if the Gunners remain in the doldrums that they find themselves in right now. Jose Mourinho has told players worried about the season restarting to stop being selfish and get on with it. He says, "We shouldn't be selfish. We shouldn't demand too much. It's our time to give. Everyone has preseason injuries in normal seasons, so we cannot expect now not to have an injury here and there. We cannot ask for more than the authorities are giving us, which is maximum security. I think now it's time to just play and to give people what they want." That's really good. But moving on, Kia Joorabchian has actually busted the bubble of the total amount that Arsenal have actually paid in terms of paying his fees. He says the agent's fee that was reported by Athletic is so wrong. The fee for David Luiz was less than 10% of that. And just like that, Oracle is wrong. Arsenal have offered Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang a contract extension. Well, Arsenal are offering a new contract to Aubameyang since December. The problem is what he will decide. He always refused during last month, so we'll see if he'll decide to leave or extend his contract. This is official from Fabrizio Romano, so I would believe it. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes to this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Even in the pandemic, our platform keeps coming with the videos, so make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell icon and help us reach 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe.